Hello, everybody. Nerd in Texoma back with another review, chat fest, whatever you want to call it. Well, as I'm sure y'all have seen by now, I'm jumping on the bandwagon and I'll be talking about the new Snow White movie that recently came out. It's different. I'll start off with that. It is definitely different than the original story, which I'm sure everybody is familiar with. The classic Disney animated story, Snow White and the poisoned apple and meeting the seven dwarves and all of that. The new live action movie still has the same basic story of Snow White eating the poison apple or taking a bite out of it, the evil queen, the magic mirror, yes, the Mandela effect, magic mirror on the wall. Still has all of the seven dwarves and all that, being revived by the love's true kiss and all that. But it's been updated. It's been reworked for a modern era. I'm not going to say that it's better. I'm not going to say that it's worse. I'm going to say that it's different. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that. It's. I know, I get it. There are a lot of diehard fans out there that swear by the original and will not stand for any sort of update or retelling of the original. I understand that. I respect that. If that's your opinion, cool. I understand and respect the fact that the actress that they got to portray Snow White is very opinionated, problematic, all on her own right. I get that. I think Disney was well within their right for what they did, for her expressing her own opinions while on the clock for promoting a Disney film. No, her actions in that were wrong. If you're at an event representing the company that you work for or that has hired you, you don't do anything to tarnish the reputation of that company while that company is paying you. That's all I'm going to say about that, too, because, yeah, I mean, duh. When I worked for Coke, I didn't do anything in Coke uniform while I was being paid by Coke that would negatively impact on Coke. That means, as much as I love Mountain Dew, I wouldn't drink Mountain Dew while I was on the clock working for Coke. Simple thing. You're at that point being seen as representing one company by being in the uniform, but consuming the product of a direct competitor. You don't do that. That's all I'm going to say. Did I enjoy the movie? There were times that it seemed like the pacing was off. And I don't know if that's because of reshoots, re-edits, stuff like that. It seemed like it just kind of jumped a little too much sometimes. Did I like the reinterpretation and updating for modern audiences? For the most part, I thought it was all right. I mean, definitely near the end of the movie, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this too, but they got into a lot of territory that could be seen as a message about the current political climate in the United States here. Again, I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to get into political debates on who's better and who did what and all. No. I'm just making observations about the movie that I watched. Was it something that I would recommend? Again, it's an okay movie. If you can separate the lead actress, Rachel Zegler, if you can separate her from the character. If you go into this knowing that it's not going to be the exact original Disney Snow White from the 1930s, so not to the 2030s yet. If you go into it knowing that and accepting that, then yeah, you're going to enjoy it. It's a fun movie. If you go into it expecting the original, yeah, you're not going to enjoy it. If you go into it fueled by hatred for the actress portraying Snow White, yeah, you're not going to like it. Go into it with an open mind. That's the only thing that I can really say that could possibly help someone to enjoy this movie. Like I said, I mean, it's a mixed bag. I liked it. I liked it for being a upgrade to the storyline. I liked it because, well, yes, animation does have its points, and times that I definitely like it. I like live action stuff too. Classic Disney being upgraded and made live action. Honestly, I've avoided it until now because I'm one of those. I grew up on the animated Disney movies throughout the late '70s, early '80s, you know, '90s. Yeah, that's my era. I know that stuff. Maybe not all of it, but that's what I'm familiar with. So it took me a little while to get up the courage to actually watch the new one. Am I glad that I did? Yeah. Again, it's okay. It didn't really hit all the high notes of the classic animated Disney movies. It told a story. It updated the story for more modern times. Like I said, sometimes it seemed like the pacing was a bit off to where it would kind of jump ahead a little bit. But, that's the modern era of movies and TV shows. Is it worth watching? Yeah, if you can go into it with an open mind. Is it worth getting on DVD or Blu ray when it eventually comes out? If you're a hardcore Disney fan, sure. Is it valid? All the negative things coming out about the movie and the actress, lead actress? Yes and no. Because, like I said, okay, if you can separate the actress of Rachel Zegler from Snow White, the movie's just fine. If you can identify and address that she is the problem, yeah, the movie is fine. If you can't separate the two, yeah, I'd suggest just missing this movie entirely. You won't be missing much, so don't feel like, oh, I'm not a Disney fan because I didn't like the movie or I didn't watch the movie. No. If you can catch it at a discount theater or a discount showing, yeah, by all means, go ahead and get it. If you watch movies through alternative methods and you have about an hour and 45 minutes, you want to watch it, go for it. Just if you watch it alternatively, try to find a stream without the 1xbet ads. They're quite annoying. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's a decent movie, a decent retelling of the story, adapted for modern times. Will it go down in the history books? Yeah, because of the actress. It's on track for being one of, if not the definitive Disney flop because of the cost and everything like that. So, again, if you watch Snow White, you enjoy the story, hey, go for it. Know that it's not exactly the same as the traditional Snow White story that you've known since you were a kid. Go into it separating the movie from the actress. You'll be fine. She's not a bad actress. She is a little darker of skin tone than the traditional 30s Snow White. So if you have a problem with that, you might have a problem with the rest of the movie. Go into it with an open mind. That being said, the dwarves looked kind of weird to me, because they're all CGI characters. Why they couldn't have gotten actual small people to actually portray the dwarves, I don't know. Why they felt the need to CGI them all, I don't know. But, I mean, overall, the effects were good. Matching the CGI to the live actors in the movie, matching the animals, the CGI animals, and all the special effects and stuff to what was going on. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park. I think CGI was great. But yeah, I'm not gonna bash the movie and say it was complete trash or anything. Just know that if you watch it, it's probably going to be different than what you were expecting to see. And yeah, I mean, just separate, do the mental gymnastics you need to separate the actress from the character. If you can do that, you're probably going to have a good time watching the movie. But yeah, I mean, that's about all I can say on it, because, yeah. Definitely strange. Odd. Alright, y'all. Well, Nerd in Texoma. I will see y'all next week, and y'all have a good one. Bye.